Wanted to load it up long. Double coverage on Brown. And
he's inbounds. He might go. 99 yards.
Flicker action. Tannehill taking a chance towards the end zone, and it is caught. A.J. Brown.
Tannehill will take it all the way. They won't catch him. Goodbye.
What is going on, Titans Nation? Titans Universe here. To talk about a misconception that I see a lot of people have about the Titans offense, considering the Julio trade and what they say about Ryan Tannehill, it's just something I want to address. The first thing I hear is people say that Julio is not going to have that good of a success in Tennessee, that he just doesn't match up well in Tennessee. It's just not a good fit for him, which I have to disagree. I think Julio knows exactly what he's doing. See, in Tennessee, you don't have to be what Julio was in Atlanta. Like, he doesn't have to put up 1,400 yards a season. But to say he's not going to do well is a bit unfair, considering that there were two wide receivers the previous year that had tremendous success in this offense. This isn't a pass-heavy offense like the Atlanta Falcons, but this offense can give its wide receivers some very good success. I mean, A.J. Brown reached 1,000 yards in 2 seasons, and Corey Davis was 20 yards away from having 1,000 yards. This offense was capable of having 2,000-yard receivers. I'm pretty sure Julio is going to do way better than Corey Davis. I see him having around 1,100 to 1,300 yards. To say that that's impossible is a little over-exaggerating. Just because it's a run-heavy team, it's not like the passing game isn't great. It was actually pretty great last year, and that's what makes this offense so dominant. With dominant running and complementary passing, you can see why they were scoring 30 points per game. And acting like Julio coming to the Titans is just going to change that, and their passing game isn't going to be like it was last year, and most likely even better than it was last year, is something that's pretty ignorant. That's what people need to understand. Just because the team's run heavy does not mean the passing game is obsolete. It is there, and Julio can thrive in it. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about, there are people actually out there that thinks that Ryan Tannehill is a liability to this offense, that Ryan Tannehill is the reason why this offense is not going to be great next year. And those people, I say to you, y'all are very ignorant. They think he's a quarterback that just can't do it. He's the type of person that just can't command an elite passing game, which that is just very wrong. He did it last year. I don't see where people is getting this kind of misconception. They seem to think that just because Derrick Henry is so dominant that Ryan Tannehill is just coasting with him, but Ryan Tannehill has pulled out some of the best game-winning drives and fourth-quarter comebacks of the past 2 seasons. Yes, I am not blind to say that Derrick Henry does make him better, but to say that he's a terrible quarterback without Derrick Henry, that is just not the case. If you actually watch the tape, you will see multiple games where there's been games where there's 2 minutes left and they know he's going to pass, but he still ends up pulling it off and getting the win. The accurate throws and clutch touchdown passes that he makes, you can't chalk that up to just Derrick Henry. That's his own talent as well. I'm not going to say that he's an elite quarterback without Derrick Henry, but I'm not going to say he's bad without Derrick Henry. If you really look at it, his talent is there and it does show. He is a very accurate passer. If you were to say that the Washington football team had a good running game and they trade for Ryan Tannehill, you think Washington football team wouldn't want to take that with their type of defense? He's not just some kind of scrub that's having fluke years. And if you look at the tape, there's nothing to suggest that he was bad in Miami. He just had injury problems and dealt with a lot of coaches changes and never really had a chance to shine. The one chance he did get to shine, he led Miami to a playoff season, but he didn't get to play because he got hurt the week prior, but he threw 4,000 passing yards that season. If you look at every full season he played with Miami, the stats are there. He actually played terrific. I don't see what people are saying that he's a bad quarterback. There's nothing to suggest that he is a bad quarterback, tape-wise or stat-wise. Actually watch the tape of Ryan Tannehill's 2 seasons with the Titans and tell me he does not deserve to be called a good quarterback. Even if he is a game manager, if you have a game manager that's putting up 40 total touchdowns a season, who wouldn't want to take that? To say that Julio Jones and A.J. Brown isn't going to benefit because Ryan Tannehill is the quarterback are just people who casually watch football or just very ignorant. If you go and watch people's videos that have actually watched tape on their opinion of Ryan Tannehill, they will not say he's a bad quarterback. They won't even say he's an average quarterback. They will tell you straight up he is a good quarterback. Really that hard to believe that a quarterback turned his career around and actually became good? It seems like Ryan Tannehill is on a thin line to most people, which he should not be. Lamar Jackson had a down year last year. Nobody's criticizing him as much as they are Ryan Tannehill, who actually had one of his best seasons. And touchdown-wise, it was his best season. You know people can't get out of a pass when you feel like a quarterback can actually win the MVP and people still call him mediocre. That is just something that really doesn't make any sense to me at all. How can people have faith with people who haven't even played yet, like Carson Wentz in the Colts and Matthew Stafford with the Rams? But someone who put up 40 touchdowns last season is still getting criticized and not putting respect on his name. Like, does that really make any sense? A prime example of what Ryan Tannehill can do by himself is that Bear game. Bears defense completely shut Derrick Henry down. Titans would have never won that game if it wasn't for Ryan Tannehill. He made clutch plays in order for us to win that game. At the end of the day, if Tannehill has to show people next year how good he is, I believe he can do it. I mean, people can criticize a player who's playing outstanding for only so long before they have to actually accept it. So yeah, those are the things I wanted to address. It seems like when the Titans move to make their offense better, people try to find reasons to say that it's going to be worse. This is going to be a very fun offense next year to watch. I believe it's going to be top 5. And for everyone doubting this offense, they'll see next year just how good it's going to be. If an already top 5 offense improves, there's no reason to think it's not going to remain top 5 the following season. So yeah, those were the 2 things I wanted to address and give people a better perspective of this Titans offense and clear up some things. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Hopefully you like and subscribe. This is Titans Universe, signing out.